Hey folks, today we'll be making the most delicious, moist turkey burgers. What you're going to need for this is about a tablespoon of garlic powder, about a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, a tablespoon of parsley flakes, to your liking, you can add a few more if you'd like, about a pinch of chili flakes, and pepper to your liking. I use about a teaspoon. You'll also need a 1/4 cup of panko breadcrumbs and 1 egg, and finally you'll need 1 small onion. For toppings, I have lettuce, Monterey Jack cheese, and some tomato slices. And of course, we can't forget about a pound of ground turkey. Now, ground turkey is super lean. I think this is about 97% lean. So we'll add in a touch of olive oil so that we can get more moisture. So we'll start off by chopping up our onion. Now, you can do this by hand, but I find you get a much cleaner cut and much finer pieces using a mandolin. So I'll be using this, but feel free to do it by hand and chop them super finely. Now that we have our onion all chopped up, we have to remove some of the moisture from the onion. You'll notice that there's a lot of water that comes out if you squeeze the onion. We want to remove all of that because that's going to stop our turkey burgers from sticking together fully, and they're going to start to break apart as that boils inside the turkey burger as it cooks. And now we can start mixing everything in. So we'll start by adding in our turkey into our bowl. We'll add our onions, our salt, Worcestershire sauce, pepper, parsley flakes, breadcrumbs, our cracked egg. And as always, crack the egg into a separate bowl first to get rid of any eggshells. Our garlic powder, and finally our chili flakes. So now that everything's in the bowl, we'll start mixing it together. You can use a spatula or a wooden spoon. I like to use a potato masher as it kind of combines everything nicely. And then finish it off with a spatula. Mix, mix, mix. Make sure everything is combined together well. We want a nice even seasoning throughout the burger. So now we'll take our mixture and form it into 4 equal shaped patties. Take it in your hand and form it into a burger shape. Place that on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper, as I've done here. That'll stop them from sticking and also keep the shape well. You want to make sure they're about an even size, that way they'll cook evenly and we can make sure that we're able to flip them at the same time so that none of them are overcooked and undercooked. If you find that the burgers are falling apart or you have too much moisture from the onions, you can definitely freeze them for a few minutes to make sure everything sticks together well when we put it on the grill. So meanwhile, we'll make sure our grill is heated. You want it to be very hot. I like to keep one side super hot with the burners on and one side with the burners off. So we'll sear it on the side with the burners on and then transfer them to the cooler side to cook through fully. And you'll want your grill to be somewhere between 500 and 700 degrees. We'll keep it super hot for the searing process, and then we can kind of turn it down as we begin the cooking part of the process. So now before we sear them, we'll coat one side with olive oil. That'll add some moisture. As we said, these are very low fat patties, and it'll also stop them from sticking to the grill. One thing to remember is to make sure that we sear these for about 1 to 3 minutes aside until they come off the grill easily. You do want some grill marks, and you want to make sure you don't flip them too early or else they'll begin to break apart. So once these are coated, we can throw them on the grill. We'll let those sear for about 2 to 3 minutes aside. And while they're searing, make sure you have a thermometer ready. We'll want to check the temperature for 165 internal. Once they're done searing on both sides, we'll transfer them over to the cooler side of the grill. Like I said, we have one side hot for searing and one side that's warm for the rest of the cooking process. While those are searing, we can prep our buns. So once we're done searing and we move them to the cooler side, we can toast our buns on the hot side. In this case, I'm using brioche buns, which are going to give us the best flavor. So now that we have everything ready, it's time to start assembling the burger. So we'll start with some sauce. I'm using some smoky bacon mayo. You can use whatever sauce you'd like, but make sure that it pairs well with turkey and that you like it, as the sauce is going to be a dominant flavor. So we'll put a little bit on each side, and then we'll spread that. We'll put on our burger patty. We'll top that with a slice of cheese. Now, you can melt the cheese onto the burger when it's on the grill, or you can do it with a torch like I'll do here. I like it nice and melty and also with a little bit of char. That gives us that good flavor. Boom. Now that the cheese is melted, we'll put on our tomato and finish it off with our butter lettuce. You can feel free to use romaine, but butter lettuce will give you the best flavor. Top it off, and our burger is done. Give that a slice, get a nice cross section. Boom. Look at that. Beautiful, juicy, delicious and juicy. And there you have it. Beautiful, delicious, juicy, moist turkey burgers that'll be sure to please anybody. Make sure if you like this to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.